Hello everyone and welcome to the Call of Overwatch. I'm Eric, and in today's video we're going to be going over another Uncovered, but this time we're going to be going over an Uncovered for the newbie in the proverbial age, which is Orisa. She's only 1 month. She was created by Effie, some like 11-year-old girl or whatever. She plays the anchor tank role, which is different than what Reinhardt plays. He's more of a just main tank. She plays an anchor tank role. She has 200 health and 200 armor, which is relatively low for a tank, considering that Zarya also has 400 health. And Zarya is pretty easy to melt through once you get through her barriers and stuff. Her main weapon is the fusion driver. It's a linear projectile weapon that does 11 damage per shot, and then it reduces your movement speed to 2.75 meters a second, which is really slow. And the projectile speed of the gun is 80 meters a second, and it shoots 12 rounds a second, so it's got a pretty decent fire rate with 150 ammo, so you can just kind of spam. It's not necessarily the strongest weapon in the game. It has a really slow reload time at 2.5 seconds, which is really slow. It can headshot, and it's relatively easy to do. It's something that I can do pretty consistently, depending on the hero, but it's really easy to headshot with her. Her first ability that she has, probably one of her better abilities too, is Halt. This is a projectile little spherical ball thing. You'll see me shoot it in some of the gameplay, and it pulls people together. It moves at 20 meters a second. It has a cast time, so when you shoot it, it takes 0.3 seconds to cast, and whenever you click for it to pull everybody in, it takes 0.6 seconds, which is kind of a unique little thing that it does. You can pull people up, down, sideways, off of cliffs, whatever you want to do to get them out of your way. Ability number 2 is Fortify. Fortify reduces the damage that you take by 50% while also making you immune to crowd control. So like, don't use it if Roadhog is ulting, because he will just melt through you. It doesn't matter. It lasts for 4 seconds, and it's on a 10-second cooldown, so use it pretty sparingly. Whenever you need to win a fight, you need to use it to make sure that you're going to live through the fight so that your Mercy can get through you, or if there's a Reaper or something like that, then pop your shield up, move in and out of your shield, and hope he doesn't kill you. Ability number 3 is her protective barrier, which is used a lot in cheese comps, or to just like Reinhardt's shield. It's huge. It's bigger than Reinhardt's shield now that they have buffed it. It's got 900 hit points, which isn't a lot, but 900 and 400, that's 1300 if you have to shoot through her shield and her try to kill her. But she's also have armor, so it's probably around 1400 to kill her. And her protective barrier has 20 seconds, so it can be up for 20 seconds or until it's killed. So it will disappear. So if you shoot it to try to position yourself at the beginning of a map and there's like 30 seconds left, it's just going to disappear and you're going to have to reshoot it. It has an 8-second cooldown, which isn't too bad because it takes people a pretty fair amount of time to go through it. And it's like whatever, it takes a while. It can stay up. Usually it stays up for that 20 seconds unless they're really focusing your shield. She pairs well with her shield with Reinhardt especially. And then her ultimate, which I think is her weakest part of her whole kit, is Supercharger. It has 200 hit points, so it's kind of like a Torb turret. It increases your whole team's damage by 50%. You have to be in line of sight of it. It has a cast time of 1 second with a duration of 15 seconds. So if you pop that down, you pop a shield up, the shield's gonna outlast the supercharger. I it's one of those ultimates that if you really need to get through a tank, chew through a tank, it's fine. But for the most part, it's not gonna help you too super often. Um, Orisa's best use is using using her on defense and with another tank. She's not extremely strong by herself. With her low health pool, like I said, it's hard to play her in situations where she's the only tank. Of course, in this gameplay, I did play the only tank, but thankfully, you know, I was able to kind of work around that using my barrier, and it's just quick play, so everyone was a little bit frazzled. And they did have dual tank. Somehow we still pulled a win off in this gameplay, and then in the other gameplay is a competitive game that we also won. She works really well though on control points, 2 CP defense, and then like King of the Hill kind of stuff. Super good at that. She also works really well if you pair her with like a Torb or a Bastion and put her on the payload. She is able to shield that player and kind of body block for that character while she's on the payload. I have a friend that mains Orisa, and he uses her pretty uniquely, I would say. less as a tank and more as a distraction kind of character. So he's able to get kills, but a lot of times he just distracts people. He pulls people out of position so that we can clean up and all that kind of stuff. Orisa is a really unique tank, and I can't wait for the next tank to come out. I think she works really, really well with Reinhardt. She works decent with Winston, depending on what you're doing, depending on the map. She works really well with Zarya because she can pop out of her shield, take some damage, and pop back behind it. But most tanks work well with Zarya. That's just how Zarya is. She works really well with Roadhog as well. Since Roadhog, she has her supercharger and her ult ability and all that kind of stuff. She can pull people into an area, and Roadhog can ult on them and kind of kill them pretty easily if she does it right. She does not work well with D.Va. D.Va's such a mobile tank and so much more of a DPS tank that when you pair her with D.Va, you end up getting results that are just not wanted. D.Va is a good tank, don't get me wrong, but Orisa just doesn't work well with her. Orisa works well with most of the other tanks. The only tanks that I think work well with every single tank are Reinhardt and Zarya. I think they work well with every single tank, but like you don't want to see an Orisa and a D.Va. Most of the time you're not going to see Orisa Winston, which me and my friend do play because I'm a Winston player. But I did play a lot of Reinhardt with him too. Like you have to be situational with your Orisa picks. You have to know how to use her. Her aiming is weird, and it's like in this gameplay I have really low percentage accuracy, but I'm able to hit headshots and secure kills. Her aiming is just so like aim and lead your shots, because it almost looks like when you're shooting they like curve into the hero or whatever because of the hitbox. She's really fun to play. She's a really strong hero, and I don't think I see enough of her in my games in terms of just like quick play or competitive in general. She is probably the most underrated tank in the game. Everybody knows how good Reinhardt is with his barrier. Everybody knows how good Winston is at killing squishies. Everybody knows that D.Va is a great DPS, and everyone knows how valuable Roadhog's hook is. But nobody looks at D.Va or Orisa and goes, you know, like this is a tank that we want. You know, it's kind of like, oh, what tanks can you play? Oh, you can play Orisa? Okay, that's fine, I guess. Like, that works. Like, no one's going to be mad that you know how to play Orisa, but they would rather see you play like a Reinhardt or like a Roadhog or a Diva, just because those are the tanks that people like to see in general. Like I said though, use her in more situations and you'll be pretty surprised at what she's capable of doing. Like I said, payload, 2 CP maps on defense, she's really good at. King of the Hill, as long as you can take the point the first time, you want to have a Lucio to help her speed through it. So now I'm going to talk about kind of the supports that she pairs well with. She pairs well with Ana because she's super stationary and Ana can hit all of her shots on her. If you play Ana and there's Orisa, you know that your accuracy is going to be pretty high because Orisa is super easy to hit. She's a huge hitbox and just really big and super stationary. And then she pairs well with a Lucio. Lucio kind of keeps her speed, keeps her moving. So if you wanted to play her more offensively, maybe get her on the payload on attack, you can pair her with a Lucio, get her on the payload. Once you start moving, the Lucio can switch or whatever. Of course, she pairs well with an Ana and a Lucio, but Zenyatta's not really someone I would recommend with Orisa, just because, yeah, Zenyatta's Discord Orb is awesome, it's great, it's one of the better abilities in the game, but Zenyatta overall can't give her enough healing. In this game, there's a Lucio and a Zenyatta, so I'm able to keep up my health long enough to secure kills and stay alive for the most part. And I think that at some point there was no Lucio, but you know, whatever. Zenyatta just doesn't really, not a healer I would recommend running with Orisa. Mercy, of course, Mercy runs well with everybody in the game because she has that insta res potential. And then of course, Symmetra is not really a healer. She's in the support category, but we'll talk about her in a later Uncovered video. I would say use Orisa more. Do not underestimate her when you go up against her, because she can literally melt you, and she's probably one of the better tanks to go up against a Reaper, because there is a Reaper on the enemy team in this game, and he has a struggle killing me. And she's not bad against Pharah if you know how to aim. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you liked it, if you want more, let me know, and I will keep uploading these videos, keep making them, keep giving you guys the hard numbers on certain characters. I appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't want to miss a video, hit the bell icon. And if you enjoyed the video, just give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.